As the tortoise, the creator, and the rabbit approached the end of their journey, they knew that they were facing the greatest challenge of their lives. They had traveled far and wide, overcoming countless obstacles and challenges, and now, finally, they were ready to confront Gabriel. The tortoise, ever the strategist, carefully considered their options. He knew that Gabriel was a formidable opponent, and he would need all of his wit and cunning to defeat him. The creator, on the other hand, was more focused on spiritual matters. He spent his time meditating and seeking guidance from the gods, hoping to find the strength and wisdom he would need to defeat Gabriel. The rabbit, meanwhile, was a bundle of nerves. He knew that this was the most important moment of his life, and he was terrified of what might happen. But he also knew that he had to be brave, and so he steeled his nerves and prepared for the worst. As they made their final preparations, the three friends knew that they were ready. They were united in their purpose, and they were determined to see their mission through to the end. And so, with a heart full of hope and determination, they set out to confront Gabriel, ready to face whatever lay ahead. As the tortoise, the creator, and the rabbit approached Gabriel's fortress, they knew that they would have to face his strongest warriors before they could confront him. There were 5 in total, each with their own unique personality and fighting style. The first warrior they encountered was a towering ogre with skin as hard as steel. His eyes blazed with a fierce intensity, and he brandished a massive sword that looked as though it could cut through anything. The tortoise knew that they would have to be careful. He signaled to the creator and the rabbit to stay back, while he moved in to engage the ogre in combat. The ogre swung his sword with all of his might, but the tortoise was quick on his feet, dodging and weaving as he searched for an opening. The creator and the rabbit watched from the sidelines, their hearts pounding in their chests as they cheered on their friend. Finally, the tortoise saw his chance. As the ogre swung his sword again, the tortoise darted in, using all of his strength to strike a mighty blow. The sword clanged against the ogre's armor, and the tortoise felt a surge of triumph as he saw the ogre's eyes widen in shock. With a mighty roar, the ogre swung his sword again, but the tortoise was ready for him. He dodged and weaved, striking blow after blow, until the ogre finally fell to his knees, defeated. The tortoise, the creator, and the rabbit cheered in triumph as they watched the ogre crumble to the ground. They knew that they had only 4 more warriors to go, but they were ready for the challenge. Together, they set off to face the next warrior, their hearts full of hope and determination. As the tortoise, the creator, and the rabbit approached the second warrior, they knew that they were in for a tough fight. This warrior was a skilled assassin, renowned for her deadly precision and swift movements. The warrior greeted them with a sly smile, her eyes glinting with a cold, calculated intelligence. "So, you've come to face me," she said, her voice dripping with disdain. "You should have stayed home. You won't stand a chance against me." The tortoise stepped forward, his eyes narrowed in determination. "We'll see about that," he said. "We've come too far to turn back now. We won't be intimidated by your threats." The warrior chuckled. "Intimidated? Me? Hardly. I am the greatest assassin in the world, feared by all who know my name. I have no equal." The creator stepped forward, his eyes filled with compassion. "But what of your soul, my child? What of your eternal destiny? Do you not fear the judgment of the gods?" The warrior sneered. "I fear nothing, least of all the gods. They have no power over me. My only loyalty is to myself." The rabbit stepped forward, his eyes filled with fear. "Please, don't do this," he pleaded. "There is still time for you to turn back. We can find another way." The warrior laughed. "Another way? There is no other way. This is my path, and I will see it through to the end. Now, let's get this over with. I have no time for idle chit-chat." And with that, the battle began. The warrior moved with lightning speed, her swords flashing in the sunlight as she struck blow after blow. The tortoise, the creator, and the rabbit fought bravely, using all of their skills and cunning to defend themselves. But the warrior was a formidable opponent, and they knew that they would have to give it their all if they wanted to stand a chance. They fought with all of their might, determined to see the battle through to the end. In the end, it was the tortoise who landed the final blow, using all of his strength to strike a mighty blow that sent the warrior crashing to the ground. The creator and the rabbit cheered in triumph as they watched the warrior crumble to the ground, defeated. But as they turned to face the next warrior, they knew that the road ahead would be long and treacherous. They would need all of their strength and courage if they wanted to make it through alive. As the tortoise, the creator, and the rabbit approached the third warrior, they were surprised to see him turn and run away. The warrior seemed to be luring them into a trap, and the three friends knew that they would have to be careful. "What should we do?" asked the rabbit, his eyes filled with concern. "Should we go after him?" The tortoise stroked his chin thoughtfully. "It's a risky move," he said. "We don't know what he's planning. He could be leading us into a trap." The creator nodded in agreement. "I agree," he said. "We should be cautious. We don't want to fall into a trap." The rabbit looked back and forth between the two, his eyes wide with fear. "But what if we don't go after him? What if he escapes and comes back to attack us later? We can't just let him get away." The tortoise sighed. "I understand your concern, rabbit, but we have to weigh the risks. If we go after him and fall into a trap, we could be in even more danger. On the other hand, if we stay here and wait for him to come back, we might be able to catch him off guard. It's a difficult decision." The creator nodded. "I agree. We must consider all of our options carefully before making a decision." The three friends sat in silence for a moment, each lost in their own thoughts. Finally, the tortoise spoke up. "I think we should go after him," he said. "We can't afford to let him escape. But we have to be careful. We'll need to stay alert and be ready for anything." The creator nodded. "I agree. It's the only way to ensure our safety." The rabbit looked back and forth between the two, his eyes filled with determination. "All right," he said. "I'm with you. Let's go get him." And with that, the three friends set off in pursuit of the third warrior, their hearts full of hope and determination. They knew that the road ahead would be long and treacherous, but they were ready for whatever lay ahead.